Hello and welcome to Dire Bear. It's Tuesday night, so of course that means this year we're playing Valley by Night River City, our Vampire 5th Edition actual play.
Yeah.
If you were here last week, we introduced you to a bunch of the characters. And we did our little crisscrossing art pieces, linking everybody together.
You like my map and you know it.
I don't know, I just like the fact that mine, doing all of y'all's, mine came out looking like, almost like a pentagram with a few notches around it.
Oddly appropriate.
Thematic, anyway. All right. So we are starting off in beautiful Decatur, Alabama.
Is it beautiful?
In spots.
I've never been, so I don't know. You guys all live in that area.
What do you mean live in that area? I just passed through.
I'm way north.
You live in that area like I live in like China Grove sometimes.
Fair.
Alright, just as a reminder, while I switch over to the map to show people Decatur, we're going to do a quick, roll call. When I call your name, give us your character's name, his clan, and what brought him to Decatur. Him or her. Just briefly. Eric.
Eric. Playing Kyle and never left Decatur.
Just Decatur, born, bred, killed, and raised.
Yeah, that's fair.
Sarah.
I'm Sarah. I'm playing Emma, a Salubri. She is or has traveled to Decatur, searching for potentially other Salubri or rumors of other Salubri, or rumors of what happened to her her sire.
Okay.
As a Nos phases into the screen.
We'll call on him then, Duba.
Yes, hello, Duba, also known as Josh, and my character is Walter. He is a good old Nosferatu, and the reason why he's been brought to Decatur is a simple fact to which he fled because of the story of our last campaign. So hey, if you want to check that out, I'm sure it's somewhere saved in that description.
Continuity.
Yeah.
And Jeremy.
Hello, I am Jeremy Decavolti. I am playing Egidio Luna. He is a Hecata. He is getting away from the nastiness down south.
What nastiness? I thought there was just a nice family reunion going on.
Yeah.
Uh-huh.
A nice family
Kind of,
reunion
yeah.
where old wounds and all that.
It ends up how all family reunions end up.
They ask you what you brought,
Allegedly.
and you say they ask you what you brought, and you say beef and start swinging on them.
Fair.
I'm here to remind the family that these hands are ready to eat for everyone.
That sounds like that'd be like a Brujah family reunion.
Yeah.
The Brujah and the true Brujah trying to get back together.
I mean, to be fair, you wouldn't be wrong.
Yeah.
Alright. Oops. I'm not sure what did that. Excuse me while I click on the wrong maps, apparently.
What happened? I broke it.
Well, I clicked on something and it jumped to the old Mooresville map. I don't know what's going on there.
Oh no.
We're going back, folks.
Alright. There is the zoomed out Decatur, where you can see the kind of weird outline.
Mm-hmm.
You guys are over in kind of this area.
Oh, we're by Lowe's.
Oh no.
Yeah, I don't know why that's one of the first businesses they showed. And while it looks like Decatur is good size, and it's an okay sized town, most of this bottom corner here is not very developed. I mean, it's really no different than the county. So there's still plenty of people living there, but the city itself is not built up there. It's run mostly by individual gangrels and a few small batches of folk. None of the power players are coming from there.
That kind of developed. Got it.
Well, it's just countryside.
Yeah.
As opposed to the actual wildlife refuge over here, that there's a couple of gangrels that kind of run that. Really, there's two of the older ones that kind of have it divided between them. Nobody really fights them over it. One of them, they're not even really sure.
You can have the weird place with crocodiles and stuff. It's fine.
One of them, people aren't even 100% sure which side of the conflict he's on.
You just don't mess with Gangrel.
They know he's old. He still occasionally accidentally refers to Decatur as Rhodes Ferry, which was a name it was originally founded under.
That is old.
Older than Antilla old.
We're not going to mess with them.
Yeah.
But we don't really need that big map right now. We need to zoom in a little closer to home. This is one of the areas that the Anarchs have designated I don't know what phrase they'd use for it.
Open territory?
Free hunting ground, I guess.
Oh, I see. I want to put this out there before we begin, as there's a lot of stuff that's here. If they can see the map, we are not sponsored by anything here.
Exactly. Yet.
Okay, Zales, hit us up in the DMs.
Give us a chance. Gosh.
Anyway, that's all I wanted to say.
Come on, Popeyes.
No, we are totally being sponsored by the Dead Man's Drink. All right,
Sponsored or sponsoring?
Yes.
So, of course, the big building here is the Decatur Mall. Creatively named the Decatur Mall.
Yeah.
And everything on this side of the road, and this is the Belt Line, which is one of the larger roads in Decatur. It used to be kind of the border, but of course the city spilled over a long time ago. On this other side, here is still Camarilla territory.
This is an active war zone.
At least north of Danville Road. South of Danville Road, it's more Anarch stuff.
Gotcha.
They don't have a whole lot of control in this area. It's still kind of like on paper it's theirs. It's certainly not safe for you guys to roam over there. But the only real concentration of force they have is here at the Parkway Medical. Okay, I've got an echo of myself coming through. Weird. I know it just did a second.
I mean, Steam just locked up on me and it just now kicked back in, so that might have been it.
Possibly. But anyway, Parkway here. It's one of the hospitals. Very much still under Camarilla control. There is sometimes even kindred from Huntsville that will come down to help guard it. It and I'm blanking on what the other hospital's called. Used to just be called Decatur General, but both of these were bought out by Huntsville Hospital. So some of the movers and shakers in Huntsville have a vested interest, business-wise, in these two hospitals down here in Decatur. So you can kind of think of that as almost like a fortified domain. And of course, it's just spitting distance away from Kyle's bar the Dead Man's Drink.
Yeah.
Which is right here, essentially in the mall's parking lot. Sandwiched between a Taco Bell and some place called Chicken Salad Chick.
Mm-hmm.
I've never been there. I assume they serve chicken.
Probably.
Chicken salad, chicken salads.
The National Guard has some offices across the street.
Mm-hmm.
Which is one of the reasons why nobody is really super active over here, because you never know where the Second Inquisition may be set up.
Yep.
And, small time anarchs are disappearing all the time, so could be the Camarilla, could be the Second Inquisition.
Mm-hmm.
Could be they wake up wake up one evening and decide they're going to see the sun that morning. It happens. All of you have been in Decatur for at least a couple of weeks, maybe a couple months. Of course, Kyle's always been here. The last couple of months of 2019, the fighting kind of died down.
Mm-hmm.
Something big went on north of town. There's rumors of devil worshippers, all sorts of stuff. And around that same time, Decatur kind of settled into an unofficial ceasefire. Nobody was getting chummy with each other, but the violence died down.
Mm-hmm.
In January, you've had a few scuffles. I guess you could say a few little border skirmishes. Nothing too big. Being as close to the hospital as you are, you've had to deal with, Kyle, you've had to deal with, a few small things. Somebody allegedly finding something in their drink. Getting the health department kind of sicked on you.
Mm-hmm.
But, you're a small fish in a very populated pond.
Yeah.
At some point, and we kind of brought this up briefly in the session 0. At some point you have all met one another. You're all basically feeding in this general area.
Yeah.
So there was some sort of scuffle or dust up that happened a couple of weeks ago, where all of you were interacting with each other.
Mm-hmm.
Had seen each other in passing before then. That's probably where most of you kind of got on a first name basis.
I feel like this is like some situation where we all just happen to be passing by the bar, and Kyle's has some ruffians, and we're all there yeah, okay, help each other out, I guess.
Well, those guys are dressed awful nice. I bet I know which faction they're with. Because it is generally considered a rule, as much as the anarchs have them, that if you have to fight to defend anarch territory if you want to hang around in Decatur. Yep. It's a war zone. You got to pull your weight.
Yeah.
So tonight, let's start off. What's everybody's hunger at, I wonder?
Find out.
The hunger roll.
I'm at hunger 2.
Is this a D10, yeah?
Yes.
Yeah.
Okay. I'm still hunger 1.
D10 go.
Oh.
It was the best of times. It was the worst
Yeah.
of times.
Woo! Hey!
Need a Capri Sun, man.
I know a guy.
Fortunately, I don't think you can crit fail for that. So
Yeah.
No.
Not that particular rouse check. I can crit fail a rouse check.
that's true. You can.
Can I potentially redo that?
You did
'Cause-
put just D10. Would that affect it?
just ro-
No,
Okay.
that just rolls a flat 10.
Okay, never mind.
Roll 1d10. You got a 10. You can get another 10. It's fine.
Well, that's the thing. I went to the little dice thing and I just wanted to roll 1d10.
Well, let me see what happens when I do it.
Just slash R.
Okay,
There you go. Balance.
there we go. I rolled a 1.
Okay.
I got the best and the worst.
All right.
Jeez. I know he can't help me here.
Mm-mm-mm.
Trying to screw me over at the start of the game. RNG was
I
like,
think it's
hey,
lovely.
Dupa, about that.
All right. And everybody's hungry.
Mine's at 1. I was just checking to see if the dice thing worked.
Oh, okay.
Permission to take the 1 because, dear
I've got
God,
dice.
if I had an actual D10 worth of hunger, I'd be screwed.
We just put you at 2 dice at home.
Yeah.
Yeah, it just increases it by 1. You don't crit fail.
Yeah.
Just take the 1.
Most of us are at 2. Kyle's still hanging out.
Yeah.
Yeah. All right. So night falls. What sort of places are y'all using as havens at the moment? And do any of you officially have a haven per se? You know that.
Gideon
Yes.
does.
I do.
Is it
As
the
do
bar
I.
or are you somewhere else?
There's a. Considering that's where you put it, it'd probably be somewhere else.
Now, crap, it's not on that map. A little bit to the south and west of the mall,
Mm-hmm.
there is a apartment complex called Presbyterian Towers,
Mm-hmm.
or Presbyterian Tower. I forget if it's plural or not. So that's in the area, and then kind of off the map on that western edge period, you get into a lot of neighborhoods.
He'd be sticking close to his bar, if at all possible. So yeah, it'll probably have like an apartment that's like one of the inner apartments that don't have windows.
They're gonna have windows because they have to for, like, fire safety regulations.
I imagine Kyle just like boards up the windows.
Blackout
doesn't
curtains or
explain
something.
that. Oh,
Yeah.
blackout curtains, yeah.
Yeah.
Egidio has a residential area that I guess I don't have to go into yet because no one's there except for him.
So basically, he's like renting a house
Yeah, he's
or a townhouse at least or something.
probably closer to a townhouse, like a nicer house because it's a 2 dot. But it's also redacted.
We'll find you a spot later.
But somewhere out west,
Okay.
off the map.
I just double check if I gave her 2 dots on that or just 1.
Walter, where do you live?
Well, me being a Nos, and having a 2 dot haven with several nice little things. He'll take a branch sewer tunnel, whichever that may be down there.
Okay.
So we'll let you decide where that branching sewer tunnel happens to be.
2 dot because it has all the accoutrements. It's not a 2 dot because it's nice.
Why did I drop 3 into? Okay. I was stupid and dropped 3 into it.
Being stupid, you want to make sure your vampire had a nice place.
She probably had funds left to her from her sire, so has a nice place with a basement where she has secured herself. But it's a nice little like townhouse kind of situation. The security makes it 3.
So
Alright.
double checking. Yeah, I have a 2-dot haven myself, so
All of us are like, we don't want. We want to be safe in our own homes.
But there is no safety in a war zone.
Safe-ish.
I would say the most distinguishing thing Egideo's house has is that it has like it has a tornado shelter. That's just like it's one of those basement shelters. That if it for any reason comes out, like you still have the little underground part.
Yee.
Yeah. That is
Okay.
something specific he was looking for.
That's fair.
Okay. So the sun is set. Y'all have woken up. Early in the evening. I'm going to assume, well, especially since you're not hungry yet, I'm going to assume that Kyle rolls out to the bar.
Yeah.
Okay. Now, do you have employees that open the bar before you get there? Or is the bar just not open till you get there?
He does have employees. It's actual full functioning business.
Okay.
So he just has rooms built into a portion of it that are soundproofed
That's
for
not...
meetings and stuff.
Yes, I'm sure that's all that it is.
Yeah. Absolutely.
You just call one of your employees, hey, step in here right quick. When I shut the door, scream at the top of your lungs. Alright, that'll work.
Take advantage of the sun. But there when we get.
Walter, what are you doing when you wake up?
Well, he would probably be getting up, checking computer, cell phone, checking, probably looking at social media, or at least what's left of it to him. Trying to get feelers out.
Okay.
See what information he can get on the stuff going on in Decatur before potentially getting whatever sewer grate is close to Kyle's bar. And a nice little evening stroll.
Alrighty.
Because you never know when you gotta have a trapdoor NOS.
So what is going on in Decatur?
That's a good question.
And by the way, it is February. There's some news reports. There's been a little bit of gang activity, or at least the violence being blamed on gang activity. You've been in Decatur long enough to realize that's pretty much Kindred Society's favorite excuse when there's been a fight somewhere. There are three active gangs in the city, but gang violence is actually fairly rare in Decatur. Probably more common in the World of Darkness Decatur.
Yeah. Let's say Kyle over there watching the news on the TV at the bar going, there sure as hell better not be gang violence.
When the employees just look at you funny. So yes, Walter, you read that there's been been a couple of fights. People reporting gunshots. Though nobody showed up at the hospital with gunshot wounds. There weren't any bodies. And it was not in the nicer part of town. So. Let's see. And you would know you have to be as Kindred. You have to be very careful using social media or anything like that. The Camarilla is flat out banned it for the most part. Not that your guys really paid attention to that, but yeah.
And again, for the most part, he would probably be using I would say an active account, but kind of like one that people know is not really used. Kind of like me in real life. It's like it's there, but the person doesn't get on enough.
Yeah, that, burner phones, that sort of thing. It's usually how the anarchs do it.
Egidio has an account. It's all in Spanish. No one understands anything he's saying, so he has no followers.
There's a fair number of Spanish speakers in Decatur.
The cross section of people who speak Spanish or people who are, like Second Inquisition, are probably pretty small.
But don't you see? No one expects the Spanish Inquisition.
There it is.
If I say there's the joke.
So I made Sarah just leave.
The Spanish Inquisition or the Spanish-speaking Inquisition?
Yes.
All right, Emma. The sun is setting.
You
have to wipe the sleep out of your eyes. All three.
All three. Puts on a bandana and then a beanie.
Did you ever decide what your third eye looked like?
Probably just it's feedback and weird.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I was getting that too.
Center of forehead. And just normal eye.
Okay.
It's me, apparently. I was looking at it and my mic was lighting up when Sarah was talking, so it's picking you up in here from here.
I'm very loud.
I guess. So I'll just mute myself when I'm not talking. You'll just have to remind me. Probably a lot.
All right, so Emma gets up, puts her hats on, then what?
Yeah, gets up, puts her hats on. Honestly, probably just goes out. She's not hungry enough to justify the risk of hunting right now.
Mm-hmm.
She's just gonna kind of go out and walk. She may try and do some food deliveries to kind of get a feel of where people, where places are that she could potentially hunt later.
Does she have a
Apartment
vehicle?
buildings, stuff like that. Yeah, just an old beater. I
Okay.
haven't decided the maker model yet.
Okay.
Nothing fancy or distinguishable.
Probably very indistinguishable on purpose.
Yeah. One of those. Oh, there's like 35 of those in the parking lot.
And Egidio.
Egidio gets up, also wipes the sleep from his eyes. He has a couple of daily rituals, or nightly, as it were. He spends most of his time in the cellar, in the basement. And when he has to come out, he will come out and say hello. And he'll go out and just have a walk. He likes to be present if something happens. Not that he's expecting things to happen, but hey, world's a weird place. He's still also trying to get his bearings in the area, so he's trying to like he does the thing that you do when you're driving, is like driving the same place back and forth to like get the route down, but he's doing that with his by walking tonight.
So he's learning the layout of the streets in the general area.
Yes.
Okay.
And he's got his cane, his walking cane. Not that he necessarily needs it.
You had mentioned something about the was your house haunted?
Yeah. That's why he said hello.
Ah, got you. Is this a spirit that you have control of, or just one that sort of makes its presence known?
It is not under my control.
So probably not happy with you.
Probably not, but we're both stuck with each other for now.
Alright. Well, it's dark, but it's still early enough that, there's a few people in the neighborhood still kind of coming and going. Get home from work. So you get away from a few of them. I don't know that you really know any of them. But there's a few of them that you see often enough that the two that, you recognize each other on sight.
Jonathan?
Alright, so as the night progresses, all of you in your wanderings almost inevitably takes you to the mall. It's not a real busy mall anymore. But Emma, you're doing oh crap, I forget what the food delivery things are called now.
One of the two of them.
Grubhub.
DoorDash or Grubhub, take your pick.
Okay.
There's a bunch of them.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Running it to some employees in the mall.
Mm-hmm.
Yep. And also, there's a Chick-fil-A and a Popeyes and stuff around there. So
Yep.
sometimes you just have to swim out there and pick the food up to go carry it somewhere else. Though you probably only deliver to certain parts of town.
Yeah, she makes sure to not take any contested territory.
Probably wise.
Ain't worth it.
No. And Walter, your subway tunnel is going to be relatively close to the mall. It's like a line that they ran up under. There's a little. Let's see, it'd be a bit to the south of the mall and west, because everything apparently is south and west of the mall. But there's a little area with a couple of doctors' offices, I think a pharmacy, and a volunteer fire department. That your kind of unused tunnel kind of runs up under some of that.
Okay.
Some of the piping that runs through your area is probably still in use, but nobody ever actually comes to that area. And every now and then, you can actually hear, like when the fire trucks take off, you can just kind of lightly hear it. But is anybody doing any hunting tonight?
Not tonight.
Okay. I didn't think any of you were particularly hungry, so. Eric, business at the bar, or Kyle, business at the bar. It's it's a typical middle of the week night. Decent, not too bad rushed. Now, is your place just a bar, or is it like a bar and grill sort of setup?
It's a bar and grill setup.
Okay. So this is
Kinda
probably
like, I'd say it's sort of similar to, if you've been up to Huntsville at all, kind of like Campus 805.
okay. I don't think I've ever been there.
Yeah, it's a school that basically converted into like a big old campus of a whole bunch of bars. There's one called Straight to Ale, where it's
Oh,
basically a
okay.
bar and grill.
Yeah.
It
I was about to say
Uh,
I just passed that tonight.
yeah, it's say like a similar kind of setup to Straight to Ale. It's a
okay, I got you. Yeah.
bar and grill kind of thing.
I had a buddy get married in the Speakeasy,
Yeah.
and yes, we walked through Straight to Ale to get down there to it. It's
Mhm.
kind of neat, the whole locker sliding back as the secret entrance.
Yeah. It is pretty cool. I'll give it that.
But okay, that gives me an idea. So this is between 9:30 and 10. Definitely after what dinner rush you would have had.
Mhm.
And you've had occasionally kindred in the area will drift into your bar.
Mhm.
Trying to pick somebody up. Folks that have been in the area, they know this is your bar. They know that they're not going to attack somebody in your bar.
Mhm.
But those that like to kind of chat their dinner up ahead of time.
Chat their dinner up.
The pickup artists are in there.
Yeah.
Oh boy.
Yeah, he basically when it comes to other kindred, I'm not sure if it'd be an unwritten rule by this point or one people are learning, because he is a Decatur local, but is still less than a year old, kindred wise.
Mm-hmm.
As long as you don't do it in the bar.
And every now and then you have to remind somebody or educate some newbie.
Mhm.
But generally speaking, the anarchs are because the masquerade is still something they tend to respect.
Yeah.
And to some degree, the rule of domain,
Mhm.
especially when it's something as small as it's the dude's bar.
Yeah.
But
and even then, as long as you can get them to leave after paying, and he's like, yeah, go ahead. So
just don't eat all my customers.
now they attack somebody in the bar. That's when the claws come out. But
But anyway, it's after the dinner rush.
Mhm.
One of the kindred regulars is leaving with somebody.
Mhm.
Let me find his name.
This is somebody I need to add to my relationship map if he's a regular to my bar and he's getting a name.
Well, I thought this was the list he was on. Oh, no, there he is. He goes by Miles, is his last name.
Mhm.
His first name's Josiah, which is why he goes by Miles.
Okay.
You don't know much about him. He's a brouhaha. He's in here semi-regularly.
Mhm.
Hasn't caused you any trouble, so but he's leaving with a young lady. And as they're crossing the parking lot, you're not paying any attention to him.
Mhm.
Emma, you have dropped some food off to an employee in the mall.
So this guy's name is Miles.
Miles, that's what, yeah, M-I-L-E-S. You hear screeching tires, you hear a woman scream, and you hear the sound of an impact.
Oh dear. Yeah, she's definitely turning that way. See what's going on.
You
It's
see a
like
guy
couple
going.
from within the bar.
Oh yeah, oh yeah.
Yeah, Kyle's getting out of the bar. He's out.
Give me
You
one
know,
moment.
if you look on the map, that little like access street, the mall perimeter road.
Mm-hmm.
It's like the car was coming across there, and then you just sort of swerved into your, jump the little curb into your parking lot, smacks into Miles.
Mm-hmm.
By the time you look, the lady is picking herself, is getting up, like Miles might have shoved her or something.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, Kyle is he's out the door.
Like I said, Emma, you saw Miles up and over the car.
Is it far enough away that I won't be able to get there before something happens, or can I put some hoof into it?
How much hoof can you put into it?
I don't have celerity, if that's what you're asking.
A literal hoof.
Like a deer hoof, not a full cow.
It'll take you a little bit. It'll take you a second to get out there. It's
Mm-hmm.
Your bar is built in an old out of business Pizza Hut, so it's not like it's huge. It's a decent sized establishment. It's not huge. It's in the parking lot.
Mm-hmm.
But you go running out. And the car, swerved up, hit him. Kind of fender benders into a couple of parked cars.
Mm-hmm.
And then throws it into reverse and tries to back up over him.
Oh, he's double tapping him.
Where's the woman in relation to this?
Because they were walking across the parking lot. They swerve in. Best you can tell, Miles must have pushed her out of the way. He gets hit.
Mm-hmm.
They go forward and kind of skid to a stop, but they bump a couple of cars.
Okay. Can I pull him out of the way? Am I close enough to do that?
You know what? Let's do our first roll. Well, other than y'all's hunters.
First
Emma
roll
would
of the campaign.
possibly try as well if she's closer, just depending on relation of how
All
close
right.
she is.
You would be coming out the main entrance of the mall right here.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, then she wouldn't be close enough.
You've got a good view of what's going on.
Yeah.
But you wouldn't be close enough to even really realize that Miles is necessarily a kindred.
Okay.
Might recognize Kyle on sight, but
someone's angry over there. Probably the
yeah,
bartender.
and for sure, that is that what's his name, Kyle's bar. All right, they've got a 2 drive.
Mm-hmm.
One of which is a hunger. They've got.
What is it now?
She may whip out her phone and at least record it, hoping that she can maybe get like a license plate or something.
Okay. All right, and what would Kyle be trying to use?
He's aware that Miles is a kindred, so he's not going to try to be delicate about it. He's just going to grab and throw and just get him out of the way.
Roll to yeet vampire?
All right,
So,
would you be supernaturally good at eating a vampire?
well, I don't know. I have a 4 to strength.
All right.
And if I see someone is actively trying to targeting a kindred, actively trying to run them over, he's not taking chances. First off, rolling a rouse check.
Oh.
Okay.
I succeed, so activate potence.
All right. An echo in the chat says safety eat.
A safety heat.
Hi,
Yeah.
Echo.
Hello, Echo.
You can eat if you want to. You can
You
throw
can
your
eat your
friends
friends behind.
Keep hearing eat. And I'm like,
All right.
no, we just started. No Diablo yet.
Oh,
Yet.
jeez. Okay.
Hey! It's not
So-
strictly speaking illegal in Anarch territory necessarily.
So that'd be
Frowned upon.
4, 5.
Well, it's impolite.
So would this be athletics? Would you say?
I'm going to say dexterity, athletics. With your
Dexterity.
strength and potence, the actual physically tossing him is not a problem. It's the speed of getting there before the car.
Okay. Fair. Okay. So
Your dex is
probably
probably still
athletics.
not shabby.
Yes,
Well, my
dexterity,
dex is a
athletics.
2.
And it's not as good, but it's not bad.
Yeah,
Could be worse.
when it comes to physical, it goes strength, stamina, dex. So, okay, so you said dex, athletics.
Dex, athletics.
Oh, nope. 1 is a hunger die, not a hunger
you
die
go.
is in addition to.
That is correct. You need to
That's
beat
not
3
bad.
successes.
I have 3 exactly.
Okay.
Go to the active. The way they've worded it is ties go to the active kindred.
Well, if we're both kindred, then
You're the active kindred.
fair.
They're actively trying to hit somebody. Uh-huh. But
And-
yes, we will send the ties to the player for this one.
Alrighty.
So, and Miles is already starting to pick himself up.
Mm-hmm.
You run over,
I'm fine. Ah!
and you just do kind of get him out of the way.
Mm-hmm.
You know, you think you actually hear the toe of his boot, catch on the car just a little bit as you just kind of yeet him.
Yeah.
Now, were you just yanking him out, or were you literally throwing him over to one side?
I say when I was doing it, he's not being. He's gonna not put so much strength at his masquerade breaching level, of course.
Into a car.
But he's aware
Through
that
the bar
Miles
window.
he's aware Miles is a kindred, so he's not going to be try to specifically aim somewhere. He's just grabbing out of the way.
So yeah, you toss him far enough that he lands between a couple of cars. A couple of the parked cars over to one side.
Yep.
The young lady he was picking up is kind of like, and then she's kind of, she screamed when the car hit him. When the car starts backing up and you suddenly just past her, throw him to the side, she kind of screams again. Then she runs over to check him. You got a few other people from the bar that are stepping out onto the sidewalk now.
So he can't activate feral weapons.
Nope, no murder hands.
Yep, no murder. Well, he technically does have murder hands because lethal body potence power.
Oh, you have the subtle
No active
hands.
murder hand.
Yeah, he has subtle murder hands, not active murder hands. He can also punch through 2 levels of armor.
Nice. But anyway, you see a lot of people that run out, including some of your employees for that matter, are like whipping out cell phones and recording. They're just getting the cell phones out kind of as you glance over after tossing him. So they didn't get the toss. You hope.
Yeah.
Unless somebody inside was recording.
Emma from across the parking lot.
Well, the toss itself wasn't probably actively supernatural either. I mean, the guy is buff. So it probably wouldn't be outside the realm of possibility.
The distance he got would probably be questionable.
Adrenaline does weird things, man.
But a random person observing it go, oh, that big, well, he's a big guy, and, adrenaline's a hell of a drug, so okay.
Yeah.
It's close enough that they could, most people would just pass it off.
Mhm.
Now, if another supernatural was watching, if I don't know, Second Inquisition member was watching, it might be a tip off there.
Mm.
But But anyway, so yeah, you get out of the way of the car. The car kind of backs up the way it came, bumps back over the curb,
Mm-hmm.
into the street. You hear laughing inside the car.
He just narrows his eyes.
No, it's the Brat Pack.
Oh Lord, if it is the Brat Pack, so help me.
Emma, you see the passenger, or the back seat window behind the driver is rolled down, and that guy's got his arm out. He's banging on the roof of the car.
Children.
They take off, weave a little bit, and then they catch a light pole.
Driver.
Car comes to a halt. It's probably not going anywhere.
Mm-hmm.
They weren't going at super high speed, so it's not like,
It doesn't wrap around the pole.
Doors open. 3 people stumble out.
How far away are they?
They got, if y'all are here in this parking lot, they got like just right over here, not very far at all. They're like over in front of the next business over now.
Yeah, he's stalking over to the edge of his domain, so he's between them and his bar. If they want to come back over to his bar and start shit, he's got murder hands ready for him.
I think Ichidio I feel like he turned the corner as they're driving out.
Okay.
He is technically shadowing Emma right now. Got 5 successes on the stealth roll.
Okay.
Not creepy.
Just
Not creepy.
a little bit. He's not a great guy. He's not doing anything untoward. He just sees somebody he knows is a kindred with the camera, and he's just like, I wonder what happened. So he's just gonna follow her until he finds out what happened. Professional curiosity.
Kyle is stalking a car. Something happened.
See, now I'm just picturing Emma rewatching on her phone, and suddenly your voice is right there in her ear. Enhance it.
That's exactly what happens.
You zoom in and look. Could you send me that? Here's my number.
Walter, you are in one of the storm drains. Because, of course, the storm drains, the sewage, all that kind of plugs in together.
Mhm.
So, you hear the commotion and kind of peek out at what's happening. You see the 3 guys stumble out. They seem like they're drunk. One of them is dressed really nice, though. And it's a pretty nice car. Not like a Porsche or anything. I mean, it was just a 4-door, but yeah. But prior to the light pole, it looked like it was brand new.
I love that clarifier. Prior to the light pole.
But and then one of them screams back towards the bar. Hey, rebel! And then shoot the double bird.
You want to come over here and say that to my face, boy?
Who the F are you?
This being yelled loud enough to be heard across a parking lot.
Oh yeah. It's full on. Normal folks in the area are just thinking full on drunk redneck. Other than one of them's dressed really nice. Not the one doing the screaming.
Still redneck though.
Yeah. Just clearly one of them's clearly a moneyed redneck.
Beverly Hills redneck.
They won their lawsuit.
They need cash now.
And Kyle he'll actively turn his back to them like he's dismissing them, and he'll head back.
Hey, I'm talking to you.
It's just going to
Kyle just flips the bird as he keeps walking.
Emma's gonna roundabout make her way across the street. Not getting close enough to get herself involved with this at the moment, but closer.
Like maybe you're swinging around to, the.
She's going towards the Chick-fil-A.
Okay.
Like she's coming around the. 1 second.
Yeah.
Yeah, coming out and going around.
You're angling over here. You got the Taco Bell there, and then you got
Yeah.
the bar there. So you're like a couple. You're positioning yourself a couple of parking lots away.
Yeah. She's keeping an eyeball on that.
Yeah,
Egidio is following.
Yep.
Sneak.
It's not even like sneak. It's at this point, it's not even really sneaking. It's just staying like half a block away.
What do I roll to see if she notices him?
Usually, wits and awareness.
Yes,
Okay, I'm
wits
just
and
gonna do
awareness.
that.
Actually, you
Just
know
because
what?
it amuses
I-
me.
I'm
I
gonna
have
roll
no
that.
awareness.
I'm gonna roll that too, just to see if I notice the guy stalking her.
Yeah.
This is bad. I have no awareness as a salubri. This is not great, guys.
You have 3 eyes.
She keeps
Just because
literally
I have
covered
3
up.
eyes don't mean I can't see shit.
What'd you do? Roll all 10s?
So I got 8 successes.
Yeah, you see him.
When you turn around, you have situational awareness. All right. There's the folks at the bar. There's Miles. He's sitting up talking to the girl.
I
clearly
critically,
acting
by
like
the
he's
way.
more. Yeah, clearly acting like he's more hurt than he is.
Mm.
So he is. I mean, he is looking murder at those guys yelling. But
Yeah.
clearly, despite his Bruja nature, he has kept it together.
Mm-hmm.
And he
Now-
isn't acting like he just shrugged off a car.
I also want to clarify. He's not like over Emma like this. He's
Yeah,
like
like a couple.
it's like half a block away, shadowing her.
Yeah,
Dude,
yeah.
8 successes.
Yeah, I know.
He recognizes
He
Emma.
sees
The
him.
hat's kind of distinctive.
Mm.
Emma doesn't know what the hell's going on. She's
And
just
you-
like, what the?
You see a Gidio like a row or two over, passing by some cars.
I mean, you got 1 success.
You did get a success.
That's better than none.
Right.
Oh.
So with Walter, so basically all he's just seeing all this through the storm drain.
Right.
Watching it like It or Pennywise.
Yeah, basically. It's one of them storm drains you could drag yourself out of fairly easily. You've had some practice.
Even as bulky as he is.
Oh yeah, he is kind of freakishly bulky, isn't he? We'll say you're close to one of the
Like the big round
the
sword
storm
ones.
drain he's looking through has got one of the access,
Oh, okay.
manhole cover kind of things on it.
About to say, unless he could turn into a swarm of rats and just like plague tail out the storm drain.
That'd be interesting, but with the fact to which I think he only has control of animals, he'd be able to have a pack of. If I ever go into it, I could probably get a pack of rats to, maneuver around and do that kind of
Animalism
shenanigans.
is fun, yeah.
You're welcome for the idea.
Thank you. Actually, with your discretion, I would like to activate Unseen Passage and just,
Okay.
kind of gently move the drain, come out, and just kind of meander on over. Like not full blown like haul over there, but just just kind of nice little pace, just so I don't activate or, have the illusion dissipate for any reason. Nice.
That one rouse check, or was the other one rouse check? I forget.
Let me double.
Yeah, check. If it's a rouse check, let us know and make the roll.
Yep, one round.
One rouse check, yeah.
Yep.
Yep.
You hungry.
You honky.
So go up a hunger die.
Yep, your hunger goes up by 1.
That's fine. I think he's only at 2 dots. Yes, I think so.
Yeah.
Okay.
Or depending on what you rolled for hunger last time.
I think he took the
1.
1.
Yeah. So you're at hunger 3.
Oh, am I? Damn. Okay.
Yeah.
You honky.
I'm getting hungry, but that's okay. I can probably do okay. Yours probably. Yeah, he'll just do that, and just for the added security of in case he's doing noise, he'll use Silence of Death as well.
Oh,
I don't-
Which
Yeah, that one's free.
yeah,
I know-
that Yeah, that one's free.
Yeah,
There's the information.
I know most first level powers are free.
Yeah, except for this use an unseen passage.
That's a level 2 power though.
He's
Yeah.
invisible and quiet.
Mm-hmm.
Basically, he's making sure stealth-wise, he getting close, but no one knows as long as he doesn't do anything stupid.
As long as nobody has that auspex.
Yeah.
Oh, hey, I have that.
So you potentially could notice him.
I don't have it activated right now, but I could.
I say even with my 8 awareness, I'm like, I don't see shit when it comes to him.
There's always a nos in the room.
So anyway, Kyle, you turned your back on the hooligans, we'll call them.
Mm-hmm.
You've noticed Emma. You've noticed Egidio.
Mm-hmm.
Yep.
You have not noticed Walter.
Yeah. Who did?
No
Let's
one.
be real.
Now, Walter, are you getting close to the hooligans, or are you getting closer to the bar, or are you just kind of moving to that general area?
He's gonna kind of maneuver himself to be in between the bar and the hooligans. So just in case they want to be little jackasses, he can turn around and just be like, no.
Okay,
But
give me a wits awareness.
I mean,
What's it-
ambush hunter, yeah. Makes sense.
Alright, with
Trapdoor and off.
Mm-hmm.
Is there a way I can combine both or no? Or just
Yeah. When you click on awareness, it'll ask you what.
Secondary.
Or when you click on wits, it'll tell you what secondary to roll.
Got
Yeah.
Thank you.
Been a while.
Been a
It's been a
It
while.
has been a while.
It has.
Alright, so
Been a year.
Wait.
Been a couple
2
of
years.
years.
Welcome back.
Well, yeah, we've done 2 campaigns since the last vampire.
Yep.
Yeah.
Oh wait, it might be better if I do it this way. There we go.
This is my 5th campaign here.
Modifier 0?
Wow.
Success. Ouch. 4 dice and 1 success.
Yay.
You notice there's a lot of people over there with cell phones out. Just, materializing in front of them might be bad.
Sir, if you have to make me use all 3 abilities here at the start, I'll do so.
Now,
Because I have one other thing I can do.
Here's the thing, though. If you go to Hunger 4, then Emma beware.
Yeah, she wouldn't know either. So
I don't think this calls for a rouse check, but hold that thought. We'll be right back. As I scroll through the... You know what? Screw it. It'll just be easier to do this. There we go. No cost.
Additional cost.
I'm rolling heightened sentence just because. Not bad.
6.
Yeah, 6.
She's rolling it just because there's kindred in the area.
all right. And heightened senses, is that the one that will see through obfuscate?
Let me quadruple check.
You want sense the unseen.
Yeah,
Sense
sense
the
the
unseen.
unseen. Yeah, I had both on
Okay.
Samuel.
This is just the one that jacks up your normal senses, then.
Yes.
Yeah.
Okay, I got you.
She is extra aware.
Yeah.
Then yeah, you can
I do
hear.
have both. Probably hear Gidio's cane.
Along with everything else.
Just the rap tap tap.
Well, yeah, because that was. Well, that was.
You beat
6
5,
just
so
activated.
yeah. You definitely hear Gidio's cane behind you.
Mm-hmm.
I'm not gonna whip around, but she is now aware. And she's also like, what the fuck was with that car hitting the pole and the crazy...
Walter has basically said, F all of you, I want nothing to see me.
All right. Does that one require another
Nope.
rouse check?
Nope. The ghost in the machine is a free cost, but that basically means electronics don't even see me.
I think that's that just happens whenever you use an obfuscate power.
Oh, really?
It's just a
Fantastic.
thing that happens.
Okay.
Okay. It takes
During
one.
active
It takes one of your.
obfuscation.
Okay, so it's an automatic that just goes along with the obfuscate power. It just
Yeah,
still
it
counts
just-
as one of the powers, or one of the disciplines,
Yeah, it
It's a
just
nice
counts for
passive.
live feeds. Yeah.
Woo! Because
Okay.
Treat
again,
observers as present with the vampire with regard to the discipline. Okay. Okay.
again, ambush attacker. Let's go.
Mm-hmm.
So if someone happened to be looking at the traffic camera when you first activate your power, you're probably SOL. But as far as the odds of that happening, pretty slim to nil. Everyone else
Yeah.
on the street level, you're invisible.
I mean, with him activating unseen passage, basically as soon as that happened, he pretty much got ghost in the machine. So as he just moved the grate, the camera would just see the grate shift. That's about the most it'd see.
Okay. Emma, you hear the well-dressed one mumbling. Oh, my sire's gonna kill me. And he's looking at the damage of the car. All of them are talking with slightly slurred speech, like they're drunk or high or something.
Bet off someone drunk or high.
Once you heard the word sire, you're like, oh, and yeah, probably fed off a junkie or a drunk.
Is the car that hit the pole like facing like where she can see the license plate? Because she'll jot that down if she can see it.
Yes, it is.
She jots it down just to have it. Figure she can give it to the guy that got ran over. They can exchange insurance.
Yeah, Kyle's gonna go over. He's gonna check on Miles.
The lady's kind of fussing over him. And he's kind of he's acting like he's hurt. But he's kind of like trying to talk her out of calling an ambulance for him.
I don't have insurance. It's gonna cost me like $1 billion.
I'll just take an Uber. I'll take an Uber.
Oh no, I'll just get a buddy to drive me home.
Hop this back in tomorrow. It's fine.
You good, Miles?
Yeah, man, I'm gonna be sore as hell in the morning, but I'll be okay. And there's other people that have come over and clustered over there.
Tough guy like you. I'm not surprised.
And the other couple of kindred that were in the bar, they're kind of, talking it down. Like, oh, well, the car only clipped him, despite the fact that he went,
He was like right under him.
heel over head.
It's like,
But not everybody in the bar had a good view of that because it's the noise that drew most of everybody's attention.
yeah. So what'd you do? Jump and roll?
Yeah, I heard it hit the curb, and I just tried to get out of the way. His lady friends, oh yeah, he pushed me out of the way.
Yeah, that sounds like him, noble bastard.
The screaming Yahoo is still... He's gotten closer. He's about halfway between the wrecked car and your bar.
Kyle's slowly bowing up.
You hear some people in the crowd, you talking about, already, you hear one person saying they've already called 911. You hear one person on the phone with 911.
Yeah, Kyle's, one of his hands is flexing, kind of like this. Sort of his potence is currently active, kind of a thing. This is what he does.
It was nice as you were doing that on Zoom. Every time you open your hand, it would focus, and then when you close your hand, it'd go all blurry.
It's the Mr. Darcy.
Yeah.
Not quite.
But the well-dressed one is like called because there's three of them. Has called the other one over there,
Mm.
and they're like trying to get the car cranked.
Mm-hmm.
And eventually the engine turns over, but it sounds horrible.
Yeah.
And he tells that guy to get in the car. You know, guy tries to turn the wheel, but one of the wheels is all jacked up. The well-dressed guy is like in the door, kind of like he's trying to push the car. And you hear a little bit of a scraping noise, like he's having a little bit of success. There's a very real possibility that these jackasses are going to breach the masquerade if they keep this up.
Has Emma had time to make her way over there?
Oh yeah. You're in the Chick-fil-A parking lot at this point.
She'll call out, perhaps you shouldn't move it. It might do more harm than good. To many different things.
How loudly? I assume you're having to yell that you are yelling this.
Definitely a little bit louder than like normal talking. Not full on like, hey, jackass!
Well, you know, you're a few parking lots away. You got the real jackass guy screaming at the people at the bar. You don't think he heard you.
Oh, gosh, they're deaf and stupid. Okay, we'll keep getting closer then.
Okay. So you walk up a little bit closer?
Yeah, she's moving a little bit closer. Just keeping an eyeball on everything. Listening for the cane, also following her.
Click.
Click. Cling. Cling. Cling.
Oh, it's more slow and ominous. Gotcha.
Like the Jaws theme.
Yeah.
Like you could only imagine Jack the Ripper's cane back in the day.
Exactly. I'm glad we figured. Glad we pinned this vibe early.
We got there.
Yeah.
She'll
Fantastic.
I'm not playing a himbo this time.
murder himbo.
I don't think I am either.
We'll see. Time will tell.
Emma's
Look,
gonna.
Sarah.
No, Emma's just gonna walk up and be like, I have some medical experience. I could give him a once over. Just make sure he looks to be okay, though.
The girl looks. Oh, you're like an EMT or a nurse? Oh
Kind of,
yeah.
yes. We've got medical. She'll just kneel down and kind of just. Kindred probably recognize Kindred at least. Kind of,
Close at
sort
least.
of. Yeah, the whole not breathing thing and.
And it being
You also
February,
have-
there's no breath, no hot breath. No.
You
Yeah,
also
yeah.
have heightened senses going, so.
Yeah. Well, she would know it's a Kindred because he just got dinged by a car and is fine.
Yeah.
Well, also the no heartbeat thing is
That too.
probably something you could
Yeah.
hear.
Yeah, he seems a little hesitant at first. And then he relaxes, like he's looking at you like he knows your face from somewhere. And then
Kyle
the hat
told me about you.
probably clicks with him. You know,
File that away.
he's been in this area. Oh yeah,
Okay.
Kyle's standing there too.
She'll be like, Kyle told me about coming here a couple times. You said your name was Miles?
Oh yeah. I think I've seen you around.
Yeah. I'm sure you're fine. She'll like pull out a pen light and like kind of like performative checking of things, you know.
Oh yeah. His eyes are dilating.
Follow
It's
the
not a
eyes.
concussion.
Yeah. He's fine.
I mean, I don't actually know if vampires' eyes dilate like normal or not, but we'll say they do.
They would react to
They-
light.
I was gonna say they still react to light.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So.
Yeah.
She'll say it probably looked far worse than it was. He seems to have just rolled over it, and sometimes in times of stress, body can just kind of make you land correctly, like, you know, where you don't damage anything as badly as you'd think.
Give me manipulation. Performance.
1 second. Hold please. I didn't copy pasta this, so I gotta actually look it up. Or if someone knows, does cloud memory require arouse? It's a level. I think it's a level 1 dominate.
Hold
I
on,
thi-
I've got the PDF up. I can check. Scroll. Dominate. Cloud memory. Charisma plus dominate versus wits plus resolve. No roll required against an unprepared mortal victim.
Prepared mortal
Would she
victim.
be unprepared?
Oh yeah, she's definitely not braced to have her mind fucked with.
And she's kind of stressed. She just kind of like makes eye contact with her, like, he's fine. It's a lot worse than it looked, or it looked a lot worse than it was. That's actually fairly accurate for me. It looked. He's fine. A good night of sleep and just maybe a couple aspirin and a hot compress. He'll be fine. Might be a little sore, but maybe some bruising, but nothing big. Doesn't need the hospital or anything. He'll be fine.
Oh, thank goodness. Thank you so much.
No problem.
Kyle's like, yeah, thanks. I owe you one.
Oh, of course.
Meanwhile, you hear the sound of metal dragging on asphalt.
You just hear a long drown out sigh behind you.
A couple people in the kind of the mob are like, are they trying to drive away? That was a hit and run.
That wouldn't surprise me.
Emma, with your enhanced senses, you are hearing police in the distance.
She'll just kind of stay quiet. She's the only human in the like immediate area around them is the woman.
And the spectators.
Oh no,
Well, like,
no. There's a
Right
lot
in
of
the
people.
cluster there.
There's a couple of other people that had come out to see how he was. Like I said, the other kindred in the bar are kind of running interference a little bit.
Those kind of the sirens are getting a little close.
Yep.
Walter,
Yes, sir.
the loudest hooligan. You said you were positioning yourself kind of between the car and the bar.
Rapidos.
Yeah, he's basically like in between both, so just in case something needs to happen, he can do it.
Well, the guy is he's still slowly making his way towards the bar, but he's gotten up about even with you. You know, it's like, like he's about to walk past you.
He will take the time to walk closer to Kyle. Again, doing what he can to stay quiet, of course. But with everything active, he should be fine. But since he can't really talk above a whisper, he'll kind of, and again, I know you're not going to particularly like this, but he's just going to kind of lean in towards Kyle and just be like, so, what do you want to do about this?
You've got to stop doing that.
Right, mental note, but still, what do you want me to do about them?
Kyle will stand up and he'll look to woman him as like, keep an eye on Miles for me. I apparently have to deal with an idiot.
It's a lot of folks
Yeah.
here.
You need
I'm
a hand?
aware.
Are you sure that you're aware? Emma just a little louder. She's gonna repeat what she said, or kind of similar to what she said in the Chick-fil-A parking lot. Probably don't want your father to get mad about your wrecked car anymore by damaging it trying to drive it away. Maybe you guys should just go.
the guy hears you this time. He kind of looks up and looks around, and it's like something gets through the fog a little bit.
I'm sure the police will contact you if they need anything. They're on their way. People have called.
Yeah. Was it Kyle? Probably very obviously looks bowed up and ready to throw down.
Oh yeah, and the loud one is really focused on you now.
Mm-hmm.
The well-dressed was like, hey, come on, guys, we need to go. His buddy, one of his buddies, ain't having it though. He's coming at Kyle. You know, he's not running, but he's picking up speed. Where it was just kind of a couple steps shouting, a couple more steps shouting out. Now he's kind of walking towards you with purpose.
Don't do anything stupid. The cops are on their way. You don't want to get arrested for assault. That doesn't need to happen. You should probably just go home.
You know who I am? I'd be out before morning.
Emma, legitimately having no idea who he is.
Egidio does the thing where like he pulls like his coat to the side and reveals that he has a piece.
Like all the way back where like the crowd can see, or just
where he can see it. Just where the guy who's coming up can see it.
It's not worth getting the cops involved or making a spectacle. If you understand.
We can if you want.
The well-dressed one, with some authority in his voice. It's like he's not, suddenly sober, but the seriousness of the situation is starting to get through to him.
Mm-hmm.
George, let's go. The jackass, presumably George, kind of turns. Oh, I gotta deal with now. George locks eyes with Kyle. We'll talk about this. We're gonna talk about this sometime later.
Either you leave now or I drag you over there to him. Take your pick.
He kind of stomps off.
I think he's made his pick. Right home to daddy.
I like this. Go away, go away, go away, and now I'll taunt you because you're going away.
Uh-huh.
Don't do it a second time.
You know what? Let me make a roll for this guy, because he is not...
Is he about to Fury Frenzy?
Probably not.
Are
you sure?
2 shells.
Is he a Bruja?
No, he is not a Bruja. No, he's not a Bruja.
He's just gonna obsess over you for like a week now because he's Tremere. Or not Tremere, Toreador.
Fair.
We're gonna call
you're the one that taunted him.
I did.
Yeah, but you're the subject of his ire.
Oh yeah, absolutely. I'm here for it. Let's go.
Making great decisions today.
Yeah, no, it's great.
Emma, we're gonna get our asses in so much trouble.
Okay, let's see. He got 2 failures.
Fantastic. Let's go.
And a critical success on his hunger die.
Crit. Oh!
Now,
critical.
I think it has to. I think the roll
crit.
itself has to be a critical, so he'd have to have another. You have to have 2 criticals for it to act you.
An actual critical.
So that only counts as 1 success.
Yep.
So he's calling you everything but a child of God as he walks away. Lots of language.
I wanted to check dice.
Throw hands.
Mm-hmm.
So yeah, they cut across the other chicken places parking lot and actually cross the belt line. Miles has gotten up.
Yeah, that's not a bestial failure.
It could have been though.
Fantastic way to start the game.
Oh,
Yeah. Yeah, bestial failure is a failed roll in which 1 or more hunger dice comes up as a 1. Which
That's true. It would have been a bestial success, which still means something bad
to
and
be
probably
fair,
obvious would have happened.
you can't really tell on these things.
What do you mean?
On the vampire dice. Or wait, hold on.
There's a specific dice for the one.
Yeah, the red hunger dice has got a skull on it.
The skulls are ones.
At least on the
Oh.
official ones. I don't know.
Oh no,
Okay, you know
yeah,
what?
it is. Yeah, the skulls are ones.
Yep.
You're right. I was looking at the black ones.
Yeah, they don't have it.
Okay. Yeah, yeah. There's a skull there. Okay.
So the crowd starts to break up a little bit. Or I should say, start to go back inside. The police show up. They take a report. They're looking at the car. They get the license plate number. They ask Miles, if he's sure he doesn't need, medical attention. And Miles is very, very playing up the story of, they just barely nicked me, it knocked me down, but I'm okay.
Emma will back that up as much as she can, and if she needs to, she'll pull out. She probably has some kind of, proof of, hi, I'm a medical professional.
License, EMT.
Yeah.
Licensed to heal.
I think this license is expired. Yeah, but I still know what I'm doing.
I just started looking at the compulsions, and wow, the gangrel one.
Yep. You're gonna have cat ears soon enough.
No, that's the bane. Like when they fall to a frenzy. I'm talking about the compulsion for failing things
Oh, I
multiple
see.
times. Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Vampire aggresses to a point where speech is hard, clothes are uncomfortable, and arguments are best settled with teeth and claws.
Gonna run
Don't
through
worry,
his great news and anger.
It's for
Rude,
one
angry,
scene, gains a 3 dice penalty to all roles involving manipulation and intelligence, and can only speak in one-word sentences.
refrigerator.
Yep. Anyway, sorry.
So anyway, the police take a report, and they're filing it as a hit and run. Once all that starts to break up, kind of break off, and a couple people in the bar are pissed because they did bump into they did kind of fender bender their cars. But the police take all that. In the abandoned car, they find the guy's insurance information. So they finish that and they leave, and the crowd is pretty much broken up and been leaving. Before Miles leaves with his
Dinner.
yes, she's gonna be very nice and take him home. But Emma, he comes over. He comes over and thanks you again. Kyle, he thanks you and takes the opportunity to tell you he recognized one of those guys. They're definitely Cam.
Joy of joys.
He's like, it's a real shame there were so many witnesses around.
Oh yeah, it was. I love Emma going the ping pong of the eyes.
Yeah, and then he turns around and he starts
Actually murdering people.
and he starts acting all sore. Oh.
Probably get some heat on that.
Oh yeah. I've got a heating pad at home. And he puts one arm around her, not like he's putting his weight.
Throwing on the charm.
As Bruja are known for. Jeremy.
Hey.
So that sort of breaks up. It's a little past closing time by the time all this wraps up.
Yeah.
So the mortal employees have all gone home. Do y'all disperse, or do y'all sit around and talk about what's happened? What do y'all do?
Kyle is cleaning up after the night.
Yeah, there's some shattered tail lights to sweep up in the parking lot. It's
I-
private property, so the police leave that to you.
That's reasonable. Emma to Egidio, how long were you following me?
Oh, long enough. It's fine. Call it a curiosity.
Fine. Okay, I guess. If you have questions, you could just ask like a normal person.
I just.
You're not a normal. Never
Remember-
mind.
At this point, Emma's
Says-
just going to hear a voice appear on her right side. Right, well, sometimes it's not easy to be able
Reactively swings. She has like no brawl, so it doesn't hurt.
Even if it does hit.
Yeah.
But you just hear Walter whispering, well, at least he can actually be seen. Now there's I still have to hide for the rest of these people.
The bar is
Doesn't mean you have
empty.
to be creepy about it.
The bar is empty except for you guys at this point.
If there's no mortals, then he basically raises his hands and just
Yeah, Kyle's pulled the shades.
he pretty much does a loud clap to just like dissipate the unforeseen, and he like stretches like, that's a bit better. At least now I can actually be seen and talk normally.
Should have stayed up north. I should have stayed up north. I should have stayed up north.
You know,
What an
Walter,
interesting
one of these
circumstance.
days I'm gonna deck you when you do that.
Hey, again, I haven't really described like his face or anything, but he kind of has like
Quasimodo.
Quasimodo to just straight up. He just has like a jacked up looking mouth. Not necessarily, like an anglerfish jacked up, but he's got like definitely some teeth that's just like, ooh lord. But he just
He's, like,
he just
down
kind of
here
gives
somewhere.
a warm smile to Kyle's remark, and trust me, I'm going to deserve it when you actually deck me.
You won't be saying that when it happens.
This is fair.
So, had a brief talk with Miles. One of those folks were Cam.
Well, one of them was Cam. The rest of them are.
Well, one of the
That's,
ones he recognized anyway.
That's the way it goes here, right?
Cam would
I've
hang
been-
out with anarchs.
Well,
Ooh, joy.
Cam would run over Anarch, right? That's how it worked here.
That looks like.
Yeah.
Well-
Now that whatever nonsense that was happening up north is seemingly kind of over and done with, the conflicts are starting to start up again.
Conflicts?
How
Yeah.
long have you been here?
Which
Month.
one of us?
Him.
Oh.
Month, maybe?
Well, to fill you in, since you apparently don't know, Decatur is a contested city.
What does that mean?
That means there's active warfare between the Anarchs and the Cam.
And those guys are Cam.
Yes. Basically, people who have effectively sold themselves into slavery.
That sounds more like Sabat.
Not too far off.
No. Those guys were capable of complete sentences.
The
Not
social
bad.
structure is effectively the same, I'd imagine. Since you made the connection.
when you say it like
Whatever.
Do you not have like anarchs in Cambria where you're from?
not really. Something anarch adjacent, but
Hmm.
most of us is you're either Sabat or you're not. It sucks.
Laughed at the kind of wordplay.
Well, that's basically how things work here. Either you're Cam or you're Anarch. So
Hmm.
follow a very rigid social structure or more about doing what you want.
Plus, that guy was doing what you want.
The people that ran Miles over are Camarilla. Or
Uh-huh.
Cam for short.
Okay.
Myself and Miles are your long-standing Anarchs. I say long-standing, my age, but whatever.
So I'm to understand that this happens often enough where you have a contingency plan in place to toss a guy when a hit and run happens.
I've been in active fights with people trying to infringe upon my territory here.
Ah, rule of domain. I do understand that one.
Yeah. That and on the other side of the belt line is Cam territory anyway.
Hideo like tries to look like I imagine the highway is just right there.
Pretty much right out the door, yeah.
Yeah.
So the other
he's like,
side of why did you put your bar like this close?
I don't see a belt.
It's what it's called.
Maybe because it divides like the city kind of like a belt.
Weird.
Yeah.
And then you have lucky squatters like me that gets to meet such a wonderful fellow.
What's your angle? I'm just looking at Walter.
My angle, to be fair, I don't have one. I unfortunately am a byproduct of what happened more north. With the whole mass embracing of Nosferatu, I'm unfortunately one of the
That
unlucky
is
ones.
definitely Sabat.
So were you involved with the rumors of those demon summoning nonsense?
What were you gonna say, Jason?
I was going to point out this would be the first that y'all are hearing about a mass embrace going on in Huntsville.
Yes.
That y'all are all BBs.
Mm-hmm.
And Walter is happy to relay this information.
And Walter, you would know squat about the Bali stuff that went on.
And he just, which one asked Kyle? You asked about that?
Yeah.
He
Because that's kind of the rumors of why there was a ceasefire between the Camarilla and the Anarchs, because both of them were all like,
it was
with
kind
the
of
Bali.
unofficial. Oh, hey, we got Vancouver by night in the chat.
Hello.
Hey.
Hello, hello.
Hello.
Yeah, no, Walter would just kind of leisurely turn to Kyle. Heavens, no, I'm not part of that. I, again, unfortunately, am a byproduct of. I think the soul was called Grandmother Dorcas. Was it? Unfortunately, I do believe I ended up being created because she decided to have the Nosferatu have some snacks, as it were. I just, got to be one of the lucky ones, I suppose.
I don't like that. I ran away from Sabat. You are sounding reformed. Don't get me wrong, but
Hey, again, he turns back to Deck's character and just smiles like, again, as you can tell by my glorious figure, I am not part of Sabat, unfortunately.
me, of course, but
Well, as
What?
far as I know, Huntsville was completely Camarilla territory. Probably an Anarcha too, but I don't really know from what little bit of data I've gathered in me hiding underneath the sewers here.
All I know is whatever happened in Huntsville managed to unofficially get the Camarilla and the Anarchs to agree to a ceasefire with each other for a while. So whatever happened was pretty high up there. Yeah. Something
Huh.
about demon summoning?
That sounds fake.
Either way, it'd be nice to
Summoning
know.
a demon probably isn't fake. Just a
I mean, fair.
more
Oh,
fancy ghost.
Also, you've brought this up several times. What are the Sabbat again?
Well, they do the thing where the mass embracing. They usually bury you under and you just come up and sink or swim.
they just
Oh,
can't
so what
leave
my
you?
sire did.
That's the one. Huh? Wait.
They just leave you to defend on, or like fend on your own?
Yeah.
Well, that sounds familiar.
Whether you believe it or not, it's surprising how kind the Nosferatu are, whether they are Sabbat, Anarch, or even Camarilla for that matter. At least we
Everyone,
all have a humble understanding of, what's happened to us at least.
everyone can benefit from and kind of gestures vaguely towards Walter, a invisible person who can just be there in the room.
Tactical nos.
That's the one.
I like that. I'll have to remember that.
You're welcome. But no, yeah, that sounds a lot like what happened with me.
I think the in down where I'm from, they call them cabezas de pala. Shovel
In
heads.
English.
Shovel? Their heads are shaped like a shovel, or is it
No.
just a reference to them being buried?
They just bang. It's a reference to them being buried, and also a reference to how inconsequential they are, I suppose. Cannon fodder.
Right.
I hope there aren't any over here, but it sounds like there might.
Yeah, quite possibly. If there's something you need to find out, let me know. I'll try and see if I can get a connection or two. It's always fun. So,
Start talking about being bishops. I'm out of here.
no, I don't think that's going to happen. So, Master Kyle, what shall we do for
There
the
is a
evening?
church a few blocks away.
I don't think that's.
You're in
Considering this
Alabama.
conversation, I don't think that's the kind of
Is it-
bishop.
I was about to say, you're in Alabama. You could walk literally a block and
There's
there's another church.
always a few churches within a block of you.
You can
Eh,
spit.
actually,
you'll find a
no.
church.
Throw a
Shut-
dead cat. There's a church.
No, sorry. Side tangent. The street
boy,
I
here we
live
go.
on,
I know where this is
there's
going.
there's literally mile worth of churches. One church that has 2 campuses. So again, take your pick on that. But anyway,
Whitesburg Baptist, yeah. It's a mega church that has a school attached, that has a high school attached to it, that has its own dedicated playing fields for the schools with an actual additional campus that takes up about an extra block of land further down the street.
it's ridiculous. But
Yeah.
It's
anyway,
huge.
So just on the map of y'all's little territory here, there's 3
Mhm.
churches and another one just a little bit north on the belt line.
Yeah.
There's one that's the building is attached to the mall parking lot
Yeah.
because
So,
it used to be a
Pizza
kids
Hut as
clothing
well.
store or something. I forget.
hmm
Pizza Hut as well. Sweet Jesus.
who's in charge? I guess not here, but overall here.
If
It
I'm
depends on where you go.
not
Yeah.
mistaken, Walter shuffles into his shirt and
Alright.
pulls out some papers and I do believe this. Let's see, it looks like about 3 quote unquote barons of the area, as it were.
Jeremy knows this is Molten Heights, right?
All right. Most of you,
Close to it.
even Egidio, having been here a month, would have heard the names of the 3 biggest barons in the city. They kind of call the shots since the city is in a state of war.
Doesn't
It's,
quite know where the territory lines are, though.
Oh yeah. That's a little influx. But yeah, Maddox Paget runs Molten Heights Barony.
Mhm.
Let's see.
August Hoffman.
Where was? Ah, yes.
And
August Hoffman
Sebastian
runs the
Colon.
East Decatur, and then Sebastian runs the Wallace barony, which is the southernmost barony in the city.
Yeah.
It's Walter as he like reads off the fact which there's 3 barons. He'll like look at one like, oh, this is a rather large piece of paper. Oh, right, map, and he'll slap the map down like, right, we're about here.
You just have a map on you, like it's 2001.
Some
I
people don't
mean-
like electronics. They can. Yeah.
And you can never go wrong with a good map.
Okay.
Don't get me wrong, I do use the electronics, but sometimes it never hurts to have, what's the word? I think analog would be the correct term. But anyway, I
Honestly,
digress.
tracking via map and compass is a lot easier than using a GPS, because you can be tracked with a GPS.
Exactly, which is why every so often I crush my burner phones and have to get me a new one. But that's beside the point.
Emma, as if she's like, oh hey, I gotta do that soon.
So yeah,
Never-
I've thrown up the big city map.
Hmm.
So you guys are here. Molten Heights is
Yeah.
up here. And the line is probably somewhere through here, kind of separates Molten Heights from some cam control territory.
Mm.
And then the cam territory kind of makes a wedge going up to the bridge.
Yeah.
And to the south, they're completely cut off from like heading down to Hartsel. Which is fine. Nobody goes to Hartsel.
Let the
Fair.
Baron know about this, or do you think he already knows?
Well, once his numerator comes crawling on through next time I see her, then I'll be sure to let her know.
That's a good cue for a knock on your door, Kyle.
Right on cue.
More
That
than
was
likely.
scarily close.
As he'd go over, and since it's technically still the same scene,
Yeah.
they'll open the door because Potence is still active.
Pull the door out of the hinges.
No, he's careful with
Mhm.
his property.
Emma
But
would still have heightened senses too, so if there's anything said outside the door, she may or may not have heard it.
Let's see. And
Go
what
ahead.
was that woman's name?
Rachel.
It was
Yes, you're right.
Rachel. Yes.
And Rachel is standing there. Rachel and
Dave. If we're adding the denumerator.
it's both of them.
Speak of the devil, and they appear.
Dave just arcs an eyebrow at you.
I literally was just saying that I'll be having to report this when you come cruising through next.
May we come in?
Yes, you may. I have a feeling I know what you're here about anyway.
Rachel nods. Miles called it in. It's as soon as he was able to get away, or, get off from here.
It doesn't surprise me.
And did we say which baron she worked for?
Yeah. They both work for Maddox Paget.
Okay, I kind of figured since it was this side of town.
Yeah.
But she's like, the baron sent me down to just get your version of what happened.
Well, I was in here keeping an eye on the bar. Miles had just left after talking up his latest meal. And
probably a blonde.
A trio of probably recently fed on either a drunk or a junkie decided to jump the curb and attempt to run him over. I managed to pull him out of the way before they backed up onto him a second time.
Dave speaks up. How many people saw this?
Which part?
The initial hit.
Probably not too many.
Just the woman his latest meal, as far as I'm aware, not including the trio in the car.
Do you know her name?
I do not, but you can get it from Miles.
I clouded. I made her think that it was a lot less severe than it was. That he just got grazed.
Oh, very good. Miles was talking, or Rachel speaks up. Miles was talking like you folks handled it pretty well.
Yeah. There are a few other kindred regulars that come and go that were here, but they just mostly help diffuse the situation.
Yeah, good.
Then they went and peeled off and pull.
I feel like the tow truck's just barely getting to it right now.
After that, they were very loudly shouting, "Screw you, rebel."
Rabble.
Rabble.
Yeah. It's a nickname for the Brujah. Well, for kind of the current generation of Brujah.
All right.
There were 9 people watching that.
Yeah, there was quite a few of look-see-loos, but nothing breaching occurred while they were out doing so.
Okay, so the amount of cleanup we'll have to do is minimal.
Probably just the car.
Yeah. Well, she's like, there was a wrecker picking it up when we got here.
Oh, good. I don't have to track it off later.
It did look like they were trying to physically move the vehicle, and there were a few of the kind that pointed that out, but I don't think they. I think they thought they were just trying to turn the engine over and get it going.
Okay, well, we'll deal with that if we have to.
But Miles did mention to me that he recognized one of them as Cam. So.
One called the one that was trying to start something George.
That's right, he was pretty loud about that.
George. She looks over at Dave. Well, if I can find my... Oh, there we are. Where's George? He nods his head. Yeah, George Taylor.
I don't
He's
know
a
the
Ventru, I
others.
believe.
They did say something about, you don't know who my father is. I could be out of jail, so I'm assuming somebody powerful, considering the car was new.
Yeah, George Taylor is the sire of the Ventru Whip. So, yeah. Dave looks at
Hierarchy stuff. No.
The enforcer for the Cam, as far as I'm aware.
They work for the Primogen.
Oh, assistant to the general manager.
Essentially, yeah.
Sort of.
That's
Where are
boring.
you from?
Not here. Very not here.
Rachel, he's from down south. You have spoken to Rachel before. She's one of the people that goes around and meets the new people.
Yep. Do you know if there's a spot problem?
No, the closest place I can think of that this had any kind of Sabat problem was down in Birmingham.
Oh, so
And
we're
the Cam
safe
is, I
from
think,
that.
and last I'd heard, the Cam had managed to take that city back over.
Oh,
Which, of course, was the cue for the Lupine to move in and start causing trouble. You know,
well, you know,
as long as it keeps them distracted from us, whatever.
one thing leads to another, leads to another. It's a food chain.
Next Valley by Night season, werewolves in Birmingham.
I
Let's
mean,
do
I'd be.
it.
I mean, I'd just be closer to home, or what was home, so that's fine. Uh, for the laughs, Kyle's going to hear what sounds like rummaging around his bar, and he is just going to hear Walter speak up. Sir, do you still have that blood-infused rum you introduced me to a while back?
What have I told you about rummaging through there without letting me know?
Last time I checked, I have an open tab.
As long as you pay for it.
But of
Oh,
course.
speaking of Walter being hungry, did Emma use any abilities that needed a rouse check or caused her third eye to bleed?
And that would only be if he has that hunger 4.
Oh, that's right. He's only at 3. Okay, never mind.
Yeah. The player was keeping an eyeball on that. Emma the person did not know, but all she used was
There's
yeah, obviously or Cloud Mind and Heightened Senses, which are level 1 and not Rouse.
Okay.
there's something going on here, and you're getting it anyway.
Probably hungry.
Just a little bit, and he sets out an extra 2 glasses and looks to the 2 that came in. Would you like a drink as well?
Oh,
It's like-
we're on the clock. Thank you, though.
Fair enough.
Dave's like,
As
very.
you see one of his odd teeth just catch the cork and
Got it on.
Rachel just kind of looks. Dave looks over at Kyle. He's very generous with your booze.
Oh, he knows he's paying for it if he pours it.
don't worry, you know I'm good for it.
It's the only reason why I haven't punched you through a wall.
Emma putting another body between her and Walter.
Walter just smiles.
I'm going to go hide on the other side of my stalker. There we go.
Takes out the stalker. All my problems are solved. This is great.
But no, Walter smiles into a little bit of laugh again. As long as I don't whisper, it's a little bit hard for you to find me now, isn't it?
If my booze disappears and there's no money in the register, I'm hunting your ass down. You know that.
You literally hear what sounds like a wallet being slapped on the table. There, that should cover the tab.
Much better, thank you.
You're welcome. As he
Emma
just
looking. Go ahead.
slowly takes the bottle and just slowly sips on it.
Emma
Holds
looking
it.
between the enforcers and the shenanigans. Like
Rachel looks mildly
Okay.
amused. Dave's still pretty much just straight faced.
Face.
He looks
But-
like a bouncer or a bodyguard that's got kind of an on the job face.
Well, again, Walter pretty much is trying to put on a face of the simple fact, which I know I'm a disgusting looking thing. Might as well make it amusing for people who's around.
Might as well lead into it, yeah.
Yeah, might as well lean into it.
Well, tactical Nosh shenaniganry aside, the only other thing of import is George mentioned that apparently he's going to be having words with me later.
Dave goes, that brings up something we were needing to talk about anyway. I'm sure you're aware, kind of looks at Egidio. Well, those of you that have been in town for a while are aware, things have started heating up.
Yeah, that ceasefire finally ended. Huntsville finally got its ass together.
Yes, well, it was never anything official, but yes. There was some unpleasantness that superseded local politics for a little bit.
Which is terrifying enough in and of itself that
That's
happened.
why I'm not telling you any more about it than just that.
Appreciate it.
Do you all have burner phones?
Curious.
pulls
Yes.
out an old looking razor phone.
Walter fiddles around in his pocket yes, I have one. I'm probably going to crush it here in the next few days to get a new one, but
Well-
beside the point.
Put this number in there and transfer it over to your new one.
Fair enough.
Kyle pulls out a Nokia.
That's
Break.
a melee weapon.
Yeah.
Basically.
He has it attached to a strap, so he spins it around with potence.
Nokia Morningstar.
Yep.
Uh,
I mean, those things get run over by trucks and don't get damaged. So, I mean, just saying.
but
Have you heard of that story where someone actually replaced the brake pads with Nokia phones and it worked?
I'm sure they wouldn't last very long. Yeah. Anyway, he hands you all. He basically hands you out a number. You're in this area, right on the border, or one of the borders. If you see any cam activity, call this number. It will come directly to me or somebody else in my department.
Right.
You call him a denumerator. Most people call him a sweeper.
He probably calls Dave a denumerator to his face, honestly. He probably calls Rachel a numerator to her face too, just because it amuses him. But yeah. Which at that point, Kyle goes, "Oh, you're going to be denumerating people."
It's a war. That sort of thing's going to happen.
Fair enough.
Mostly, I'm about keeping order on our side of stuff. But yeah,
Anything can happen.
exactly. Like tonight shows.
Yeah.
But he looks over at Rachel. Rachel's like, "I think we're done here." She reaches over, shakes Kyle's hand. Very nice to see you all again. Thank you for cooperation. Good job tonight.
Was a good job.
We didn't breach the masquerade.
And it sounds like you had a couple of drunks that were really trying to.
How low
Yeah.
is the bar?
Depending on where you go. Subterranean.
Personally, I consider it a win when we don't get hunters on our ass.
Is that a thing here?
Both Rachel and Dave go, "Oh yes."
Like,
be sure to
fine,
replace your burner
or-
phones fairly regular.
All right.
VPNs are your friend if you're using a computer.
Oh, I have that on.
They make their goodbyes, and they run out the door. Anything particularly I want to do for the rest of the night?
Nope. But he will turn to. I think it was Egidio that asked him why his bar is so close to the belt line, or was that Emma?
I think we were all kind of asking
Yeah.
it, but it was specifically Emma that was like, "Why is it so close?"
Well, Emma, if you're curious about why my bar is where it is, that.
You get toughs that come in.
Those folks, like, they made you put it here. What? That answers
No.
nothing.
It's of use. I get paid well for information.
He's thinking like no money crossed any hands. Okay. That. Okay.
That. And that makes me useful. Which makes sure I get steady employment.
But you own the bar. That's kind of. Never mind.
You have aspirations of leadership. Is that what you're doing?
I'm already a leader in a way.
You run a bar. No offense, but that's not really leadership.
Ooh, how elitist.
But so Walter kind of speaks up again. Remember, he does not only have kindred, but also regular mortals as well that happens to listen to him, so that does technically make him a leader. It just depends on how you view the scale.
Oh,
But you could move the bar anywhere and still have that. I think it's just because you like it being near the border.
I do enjoy a good fight.
And there it is.
so we're all here. What do you do? Looking at Kyle.
Well,
Like,
as you so tactfully put it, I run a bar.
you know what I mean.
Did the Sabbat ever have anything akin to Elysium's?
No? Kind of just like we are the superior being, we're gonna lord it over everybody.
Okay, well, Crash Course. It's a place where kindred are effectively neutral to one another, where talking happens. When it comes to certain elements within the city, I'm the one that runs it.
Is that it? It
Come
looked like you
on.
had something else going on.
Follow me.
Are you referencing like
Following?
supernatural powers or just
Yes.
mundane?
God, what? Like, he goes invisible.
Ah, you're talking about what I can do.
Yeah. What did you? Yes, that.
May Walter speak up for just a moment?
I mean, if Walter wants to speak up, Walter can certainly speak up.
To answer the question, he smiles like, to be fair, I'm not the only soul, as you can see, well endowed for being rough with patrons, or hooligans, as it were.
Really have to say that faster. You can't just leave well endowed there. You have to say that faster.
Basically, he's another muscle, as
I
am
see.
I, to a degree. Though I have the element of surprise, he gets to be the lucky one and actually can be a pretty face to the one he's about to punish.
To put it in a shorter term, I could have hit them with that car.
That seems a bit excessive.
See.
Yes, but it can be fun, though, depending on
Strength.
the situation.
Strength. I'm.
Also,
Yeah.
if necessary, I am capable of turning my hands beyond the subtle into a very, very noticeable weapons.
Going through the mental checklist of clans that he knows. He's like,
He leaves it at that.
either Gangrel or Shimisi. But okay. You're not all weird body horror, so. Assuming you're not.
Yet.
Unfortunately, the body horror is only me.
I noticed.
I'm taking it that Egidio is not super familiar with clans outside of his own and the Sabbat that he had to deal with down in Mexico.
So the Sabat would have been like Shimisi, La Sombra, before
And
they
a
moved to the clan.
mishmash of
And a mishmash of,
lesser
like,
numbers of
anti-tribu.
others, but yeah.
Yeah. So he's passingly familiar, but like taking claws, like to be fair, the way he described it could have been either Shimisi or Gangrel.
Mhm.
It's a particularly strong Shimisi. I don't know.
All right. So
After
what are
taking,
y'all?
You two
oh,
are
go ahead.
What are y'all getting into for the rest of the night?
trained.
I know Walter's kind of hungry.
I think after eat.
Walter's currently drinking blood wine.
Does that resolve any hunger?
I don't
That's
think there'd be
probably
enough. I don't think there'd be enough blood in there to resolve much hunger. The infusion of
I-
blood
I-
is just something that lets you drink. Let's say a vampire drink liquor.
Yep.
And I think the Tremere have to create it. I forget.
Probably.
It's
Which begs the
It-
question of where Kyle got any.
Knows a guy that knows a guy that punched a guy that had a potato ranch.
he has he's very, very in well with the underworld. Knows a guy who knows a guy who knows a Nos who wished that
Who knows how to steal some stuff?
who knows a Tremere that wish he didn't know that Nos.
All right.
I think our business is concluded here, though. Do I need to give you my number? Is that how this works?
If you want to.
It would make it easier to find you if we needed you, of course.
As if you wouldn't be able to find us anyway.
This is your bar, so you're probably here most hours of the day. Night.
But no, I'm sleeping during the day.
Right. I haven't shifted my vernacular over yet, and I'm learning English as I go.
You're doing very well.
Doing better than most people who know English. Considering English grabbed a whole bunch of languages, dragged them into an alley, and mugged them for syntax.
Yeah, I've learned that.
This is why I don't understand why I had to take it as a college course, but I digress.
So if you need me, do not come to my house. Just call me, and I'll find you. Don't worry about finding me. I'll find you. My house isn't suited for visitors.
Why did that sound like a threat?
Please find me less.
Walter smiles at the comment.
Eh,
Now I actually want to come visit. Where's it again?
okay, bye.
As a side note, Digidio, people like us typically don't give out their home addresses.
Well-
I'm not sure how it was done, and that's not meant like as an insult. It's just, yeah,
Okay, well then you don't know where I live.
exactly.
And
Anyway.
here was starting to sound fun.
Oh, be nice.
I am.
If you need me, just find me. I'm like her medical practitioner, although I'm better at it if you're dead.
I mean, I think we're all kind of dead.
You know what I mean.
Oh. Oh.
Just smiles.
Ah, so I will be making sure business is booming.
Okay, bye.
Emma
And
just in the corner, like,
abruptly leaves.
dear
Video
sire, I have fallen in with the wrong crowd.
mission accomplished. He has shown people what he can do. He is out the door, going back to his haven,
Okay.
where he's told people what he can do.
Yeah, and it's after 1 by this point.
Yeah.
Walter
Emma
kind
told
of
nobody.
Walter kind of glances back over to Emma and Kyle. Right. Well, he looks at the bottle. Unfortunately, that's depleted, and seems like I'm going to find someone, unfortunately, asleep, which is what I'll need to be doing soon. But anyway, on an agenda, after I have a little bit of a snack, I promise I'll be gentle to them. Is there anything particular you two might need information-wise? Perhaps a little digging of knowledge?
I'm good.
As much info as you can get me on George.
Ah, yes, that beloved soul that was ready to come deck you. Little did he know there was two people ready to sling him across the parking lot.
Well, let's just say what I told Miles was accurate. If there wasn't any spectators, there might be one less kindred in the city.
Perhaps. But alright, I'll take my leave. Right, I've got to figure out where a good safe spot is. Ah, yes, over here. And Walter will take whatever inconspicuous way he can to just kind of hide and get out.
Okay.
He likes doing that just to be a little dramatic.
Are you obfuscating as you get away?
Uh,
'Cause, I mean, it's the middle of the night. You don't look so freakish that people like driving by the belt line are going to screech to a halt.
no,
What is that thing?
Yeah.
no, he wouldn't be obfuscating. He'd just be using natural stealth and just the environment to just kind of
Okay.
quickly maneuver around.
So you stick to the shadows mostly.
Looking at a tasty, tasty apartment complex.
There's hotels nearby,
That
There are.
too.
There are hotels. There are.
and you can go all invisible.
So where would Walter like to hunt? The mall is, of course, closed. All the businesses are basically closed.
I'll be right back.
Uh,
I would say probably one of the closest local apartments, mainly because because of picking the Sandman, taking Sandman. For stealth, I got to have the specialty of break-in.
okay.
So basically, just being like, haha, just kind of get in there and see about having a snack.
All right. So you fall back. There's like I mentioned the apartment complex that's back behind the mall. That's close by. There's a hotel across the belt line, but south of Danville Road, so still Anarch territory, if not the safest Anarch territory. But where you're at right now isn't exactly the safest either. So yeah, just because of proximity.
Proximity wise, he'd just probably take the closest apartment that was near the bar.
Okay. All right. This is a healthy working class neighborhood. So, and what is it that you roll for your hunting type?
That is actually something I am pulling up now, just in case. Predator type, Sandman. What we got? Basically says you were. Let's see. You rely on your stealth and disciplines to feed on sleeping victims. They're awake during the feed. They won't know you exist. Not really noticing what it says.
You're a Sandman, right?
Yeah, so basically, as long as the people are asleep, I'm good.
I was thinking they were usually gave.
Because looking at it, it's
Rely on
very
your
short.
stealth or disciplines to feed.
Yeah, it just says add a specialty, you got medicine or stealth, then you gain either
and stealth.
dot objects or
Okay.
obfuscate, then dot resources. That's about it.
All right.
Dexterity and stealth is your pool.
Yep. Give me dexterity. Give me stealth. Or if
Okay.
you wanted to use obfuscate instead of stealth, I'd let you roll those dice. I'm not looking at your sheet at the moment, so I don't know which one's higher.
Let's see.
Though obfuscate would be another rouse check, I think. Well, depending on which one you used.
Well, I mean, I know I can make myself hidden due to sound and to uh, electronics if I just,
Okay.
went with the one basic one of Silence of Death. But that would cause a rouse check if I did the Unseen Passage, which would allow me to stay hidden.
All right. So, are you going to activate an ability before you do it?
If anything, I would just use Silence of Death to also activate Ghost of the Machine. Like, he himself will not be fully invisible, but basically anything around him would be unaware of him.
Okay. Let's see the machine one. Okay, it does just say the obfuscate, not one of the particular abilities in obfuscate. So yeah, if you're activating the sound one with that, it just means recordings wouldn't pick up the sound from you.
Yeah, basically, you don't hear him, and anything electronic wouldn't really pick him up.
Okay.
If they did, it's just like a blur.
In that case, instead of making you roll against a 4 difficulty, we'll say it's a 3.
Okay. Let's see.
So give me your dex stealth.
Okay. So
Or stealth larceny since you're breaking in. Either one of those is fine.
we'll go with the stealth. So I think I can do this, and then I pick dexterity. Here's to hoping. Please, RNG, be a kind soul, which I know you're generally not, and did. Wow. Two successes, so
Both on hunger dice, but no 10s. No 10s. More's the pity.
Ah, crap.
He very quietly just snaps the door open. Alright. You get into the apartment complex without too much trouble. They've got somebody watching the front door, but you wait until they're either nodding off or not paying close attention. You very quietly, basically completely silently, slip past. You pick a door. You don't hear any sounds on the other side. You pick the lock. You slip inside. Like I said, it's after 1, so everyone in here is asleep. You're in the apartment of an older couple, probably retired. Let's see here. Feeding. So how much are you going to take? A sip from a human slacks 1 hunger. The maximum non-harmful drink from a human takes 2. Harmful drinking, you could slack 1 to 4. But they're basically taking aggravated damage at that point.
Yeah.
and may or may not survive the blood loss. Yeah. So, what kind of, not exactly person, is Walter?
Thing is, it's an elderly couple with the storyteller's permission.
I wouldn't say
He-
elderly, but older, yes.
He'd probably just take a sip from both of them.
Okay.
You know, he just needs a little bit to say that he doesn't need to drain.
All right then, knock off 2 points.
All right.
And that gets your hunger down to. You were
good
at a
old
3,
one.
weren't you?
I was.
Okay.
I was getting close to looking over at Emma as like, ooh, tasty meal.
Only if she used a power.
Only if she used the power. But anyway. So he's back down to 1 at least.
Okay.
And after all is said and done, he slinks back off to his hole.
Okay.
But
So Walter slinks back off to his hole in the ground, be it ever so humble. The sun rises. You all drift off to sleep. As you're laying down, GDO, you hear some sort of rattling upstairs. It's not the first time you've heard that. You're going to get up, and the chairs are going to be stacked weird on top of the table or something. You know it. So far, it hasn't done anything terribly destructive. When you eventually move away, though, it's really going to freak the next people out that have this place.
Not my circus, not my monkeys.
Oh, sure. You don't know nothing about the Camarilla, but you know that expression in English. Okay. As you wake up the next night, go ahead and make your rouse checks. We'll get out of the way and not have to worry about it next week.
I'm good.
I get hungrier. Crap.
Same,
Wait.
dude, same.
well, good thing I sated that hunger a little bit.
Yeah, no kidding.
Guess who's going hunting?
Kyle, when you get up,
Mm-hmm.
you have got like 20 messages on your phone from your various employees.
Guys are back.
Okay.
Someone came by during the day and torched the place.
Yes, first session, his domain is gone.
I wouldn't put it past you.
No, the police are looking for you.
Just as good, I suppose.
Bum, bum, bum. Quick, call the numerator and denominator.
Mm-hmm. And what do these messages say?
The police called them, asking if they had a way to get in touch with you. And that's when they started sending messages.
Mm-hmm.
They said they'd gone by your apartment. Or actually, would you have let any of the employees know where you lived?
No.
That's right. That's the sort of thing they might know if you were a human boss.
Mm-hmm.
So now that I think about it, I couldn't tell anybody where any of my bosses lived. Somewhere in
Same,
Hartsel,
bro.
somewhere in Moulton. That's about as close as I could get.
In the same state?
You also have some messages from the police themselves. One of your employees gave them your phone number.
Okay.
And they dropped some messages asking you to please contact them as soon as possible. One of your employees does drop that they found a body.
Uh-huh.
Like,
he responds to that one. Where?
it was in the back room, close to the back door, stuffed in one of the garbage cans. The employee didn't find it. The police received an anonymous tip and showed up and found it. And that is where we will wrap up for tonight. I hope y'all had fun. I hope anybody that came by and watched enjoyed it, or watch us later. Hope you show up next week and join us as we resolve this minor issue. You know, it's just the sort of thing entrepreneurs have to deal with. Random bodies stuffed into random garbage cans.
It's almost like a GDO did say, "Hey, I'm pretty good with bodies. Bye."
I'm just gonna leave one here to show you how good I am with them.
So
One
until
star
next
Yelp
week,
review.
Jeremy, have any of the other shows started up?
I have no idea.
Join the Discord. Whenever they go live, it'll broadcast that they've gone live.
Yep. Or check the schedule. If you're watching on Twitch, check the schedule below. I'm fairly certain at least one of them started back up. But by the same token, when I signed us on, everything still said vampire, so nobody had changed it.
Yeah, no.
Join the Discord. Check that way.
The bulletin board.
Beginning of the year confusion. We'll get back on the schedule soon enough.
Yep.
Yeah.
You know, if you like actual plays, there are other ones on this channel. Check them out if you get a chance.
Get back on that TTRPG wagon.
Yep.
Yeah.
You know, enjoy the D&D ones before the new OGL shuts them all down.
Yeah. Well, let's not get into that here on Twitch.
Yeah.
Actually, I think we make low. I think we make little enough we wouldn't even show up. But anyway,
We're doing vampire. That's why you do the crunchy systems.
That's true. That's true.
We're ahead of the curve.
Oh, that means Esper Genesis would be in trouble though.
Yep.
Ugh.
Yeah, it would.
Well,
It's OGL.
Yeah.
oh, it
It's
is.
OGL.
Yeah.
But
I
it
just remember
is.
it had different. Yeah.
Yeah, it's different mechanics, but still a D20 system.
Oh, it's 100% 5e compatible. I mean,
Yeah.
Yep.
that was its whole selling point. But anyway, we will see all y'all next time.